Holidays are coming very quickly. My number one recommendation for family businesses over the holidays is to play a game called Don't Talk About the Business. It is a very hard game to play and a very worthwhile game to play. And here's why I recommend playing it. In family businesses, there is a family involved, there's a business involved, and then there's owners who are involved. Sadly, in a lot of family businesses, the family circle gets ignored. And this is what I mean by ignoring the family circle. I mean that time when you're together purely and simply as relatives often gets ignored. Often that time gets replaced with things like accidental, unofficial business meetings or accidental, unofficial owners meetings. And what often happens in that situation is not everybody who needs to be there for the conversation is there, especially in a family business where you have non-family members on a leadership team. You accidentally have business meetings, but not everybody who needs to be there is there. Same with owners. You might accidentally have an ownership meeting, but people weren't prepared because they didn't know it was going to happen because it's happening over mashed potatoes. That's an accidental meeting. It's not as effective and not as healthy as it could be. The other reason I encourage people to play the game called Don't Talk About the Business is you have other people in the room. You might have past owners in the room, future owners in the room, people who will never be owners in the room. And you actually have relationships that deserve time when you're not discussing the business. So here's ways to make the game called Don't Talk About the Business less awkward. And the reason I'm saying awkward is this. Many family businesses are just accustomed to filling in the time in the business, or I'm sorry, in the family circle by talking and talking and talking about the business. And those family relationships get ignored, or things that are strained in the family relationship might get ignored. That being said, also, there might not be strain in those relationships. You're just not accustomed to spending time together purely and simply as family, meaning cousins, aunts, uncles, nieces, right? Parent, grandkid, etc. There are really silly games online, or that you can buy online or buy in stores, that are literally all they are is cards you can pull to start a conversation. It's weird. I know what I'm saying is weird. I'm weird. Getting healthy as a family business often feels weird. So I'm going to always suggest weird things. While this is weird, you can just Google like conversation starter games. There are different conversation starter games for romantic relationships, for families with little kids, for families with big kids, for lots of different kinds of families. I always recommend go for the family-friendly ones. Otherwise, you're going to be having conversations that might be even more awkward than talking about the business. Getting those can be helpful. Just saying out loud, let's play the game called Talk About Anything But the Family Business. Some businesses I know have swear jars. There are some families who have business jars. You have to put money in the jar if you talk about the business. And then you use that money to buy beer or buy ice cream or buy a gift for a family that can't afford gifts, etc. Things like that. You buy a gift for grandma, or you buy a gift for the person who's most annoyed by the business conversation. That's another tip or tool. Make it playful, make it fun. It is awkward. It is weird. You're changing habits when you play this game, and it's worth it. It's totally worth it. If you're an advisor to family businesses, a great reminder email to send out, and I don't care if you're a financial advisor, an EOS implementer, a wealth advisor, putting that in a newsletter as a tip or a tool will be valuable to your family business clients. Even though it might seem obvious to you, it is not obvious to them. So this can be a good business development tool if you're an advisor, to encourage your family businesses to play the game called Don't Talk About the Family Business. Again, a little bit silly, but huge value for family businesses when you just spend time as family. I'm going to do one little small advertisement, one final little advertisement for this. When business is suffering, the thing that makes family businesses so strong is the family relationships they have to lean on. And so it is a good business strategy to strengthen the relationships in the family. I'm going to say that again. It is a really good, actually, I'm not saying it the same, I'm adding, it is a really good business strategy to make sure that the family relationships are strong. And having social time together purely and simply as family members is the number one way. I'm going to take it back, is the number two way to have strong family relationships. The number one way to have strong family relationships is to have strong traditions. And what are the holidays if not a great opportunity to build and strengthen family traditions? When you can have family traditions that don't include discussions of the business, you strengthen those family bonds, and it's those family bonds that help you stay strong when the business struggles. So in the end, playing the game called Let's Not Talk About the Business is the best thing you can do for your business at the holidays. Like the absolute best thing you can do for the business or your clients can do for the business.